One of the great team builders that I consulted before I wrote that book on teamwork was Mike Krzyzewski, the basketball coach at Duke University. And Mike wrote me back an interesting little note. He said, one of my toughest jobs up here at Duke is at the start of the season to convince my young players that if they are willing to sacrifice some of their individual stuff on the front end so that the group collectively flourishes and succeeds. He said, paradoxically, on the back end, the individuals will flourish more. Interesting concept. Chuck Daly had an interesting reaction to that. He said, some guys get it, some never do. I really want to encourage all of us today to get it, because it makes all the difference in the world. Grant Hill, who joined our team this past fall, was chatting with me back in the fall about his time playing for Mike Krzyzewski. And he said one year, Mike stood up at the start of the season, held his hand up, and he said, those 5 fingers stand for team members. He said, that's 5 basketball players. He said, if you hold your hand that way, it's not very effective as a punching instrument. He said, but if you bring it together in a fist, it can create some real damage. He said, for the rest of the year, he said, I want the fist to signify that we're together as a team. He said, keep in mind, however, with that fist, if 1 finger comes out, you've lost punching effectiveness. If 2 fingers come out, he said, you have no weapon at all again. He said, that is a team. I was reading just this week an interesting statement from Gordon Bethune, the CEO of Continental Airlines. He said, you want your company to run well? Here's an ironclad rule. Get everyone on the same team. Get everyone working for the same goal. Get them to win or lose together. I don't know whether you knew this or not, but at the start of the playoffs every year in Chicago, now in LA, Phil Jackson stands up in front of his team and shares with them the words that Rudyard Kipling wrote years ago in the Second Jungle Book. Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. And the wolf that shall keep it will prosper. The wolf that shall break it must die. As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, so the law runneth forward and back. For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack.